Hi there, I will be doing a quick and dirty review of the iVue Vista 4K sunglass cameras. This is my second day using it, and yesterday I got about 95 minutes of playtime on this thing. It recorded 95 minutes, which is pretty good. I think it advertises as 60 minutes, and I got 95 on the first day. This is my second day using it. I think it does boast some stabilization on the camera, so it doesn't shake as much. Although I've noticed, it's not a super great stabilization, but I would say anything is better than nothing. Also, the volume, I would say, is pretty good. The audio works really well. It doesn't sound like you're talking through a tin can or anything. It's pretty clear audio. And, well, that's some big mushrooms there. Yeah, if it doesn't kill you. It's cute, though. So one thing that I do notice is the volume is a little harder to pick up on people next to you. It picks up my volume pretty well. For other people, it can be kind of quiet. So I'll be doing a tiny walk through the forest right now. And I'll be showcasing the quality to some extent. So what are your thoughts on these glasses here?
They look cool.
They look cool? You like them?
I like them.
Can you tell that I've got
No.
a camera in the middle?
No, you can fool the people, but you can see it. And
You can definitely see it.
Somebody who knows, then knows.
I haven't tried this out with anybody else so far. I'm sure some people might recognize it. But it fooled her on the first day, so I had to tell her there was a camera in the middle. She saw the dot but couldn't get that it was a camera. So some people that maybe are familiar with spy cams might actually, they might anticipate it. But I think those are maybe a tiny majority or a tiny minority of people. I would say the picture of this comes out pretty clear. It's a pretty nice picture. Although I do wish that the camera would have came with some manual settings so I could adjust the shutter speed and the whatever aperture it uses. Because I noticed that I'm running this at 1080p, 60 FPS, and I think the shutter speed's a bit low because there is a bit of motion blur when you're walking. And I'd prefer if it were like maybe I don't know what shutter speed it's at, but I would guess maybe they're running it at 60. I'd prefer 120. That's usually the standard for making videos. You double the shutter speed from your frame rate. So there's a little bit of motion blur. I think this camera will work best when you're standing still and you're not doing a whole lot of moving. But as for walking, I mean, this is what you see is what you get here. Yeah, I think it's a pretty well made camera. It costs $165. That's with the tax. Don't have too many complaints. If they add a manual setting to adjust the video specs, I'd be pretty happy with that. Also, I think when you're using this thing, you got to be careful of where it's pointed. Oftentimes we won't turn our head to look at something, we'll just turn our eyes, and then you can miss a shot that way. So you got to make sure that your camera is always pointed straight forward. The field of view, I think, is it's decent. I've seen camera glasses that had a wider field of view up to 110 degrees. This is 70. It's on the lower spectrum. I've seen some with 90, but I'm okay with it. I think for most things it'll do a job pretty well. Also, this thing records, I think, in 20 megabytes bitrate per second on the video. I'm doing 1080p 60 FPS right now. So the file, it'll do 20 megs a second. And if I were to upload this to YouTube, they would downgrade it to 12 megs a second. So it is doing, I would say, a high amount. I mean, I think a lot of people are probably going to put these videos on YouTube mostly. So 1080p at 60 FPS on YouTube is, they'll downgrade it to 12 megabytes per second. This is doing 20. So it does give you some leeway. I don't think the storage will fill up that quickly. You might be able to go out more than a few times before the storage fills up. Just make sure to empty out the card, which is built inside and unable to be taken out. It's inside of the glasses, so you have to connect it to an Android cable, put it in your PC, and then grab the files and delete them off your PC. So I would say the last thing about the audio is, while I'm wearing this, it doesn't really peak. It gets close to 0 decibels. Usually around, like me talking right now, is about -3. And if it goes past 0, is when the audio starts to peak. So it'll be anywhere between -1, just talking normally like this, -1 to -3. On the higher end of being -1, I'm probably at -3 right now. But I'm sure if you're at a loud concert, it'll probably peak, and the audio will sound distorted a little bit. But I've seen some glasses where it peaks right off the get-go, and I don't like that. I don't like the sound of peaked audio. So that's also something that I like, is that under normal circumstances, your audio won't peak from the sound of your voice while you're wearing it. Alright, well, that's the footage from the iVue Vista 4K. I'm filming at 1080p, not using the 4K at the moment. Hope that was helpful for you.